Version 1.9 of EverWeb introduced a new feature which allows you to link to a pop-up window that you create in EverWeb. This might be useful for you when you want to link to something instead of having it right on your page. For example, a contact form, a download, or further information on a product or service. As an example, I will show you how to set up a contact form using EverWeb's built-in contact form. The first thing I will do is add a new page to the site. The design of the page can be whatever you want, but in this example, I am just going to use a blank white design. I am going to rename this page and make sure it is not included in the navigation menu. Next, I will drag and drop the contact form widget onto the page. What I have right now is a regular looking page with just this small contact form on it. But since this is a pop-up window and not a full page, I only want a small portion of the page to be shown. More specifically, I want the contact form and a bit of white space to be seen when the pop-up appears. What I'm going to do now is click on the Metrics tab to check on the size of the contact form. This will help me later on when specifying how large I want the pop-up to be. I see that my contact form is 300 by 265. I will make a note of this and move on to the next step. Now I will click on the Page Settings tab and scroll down to the Page Layout section. Since I don't have anything in the header and footer, I am going to set these values to 0. Next, I am also going to change the content width value to be slightly higher than the width of my contact form. So, since my contact form was 300 pixels wide, I will set this value to be 350. Likewise, I will change the content height value to be a bit higher than the contact form as well. Then I will adjust the form so that it fits nicely on this page. So now that my contact form pop-up is complete, I still need to link to it. On the page that I want to have the link, I will select the object or text that I want to be hyperlinked. Then I will click on the Hyperlinks tab and enable as hyperlink. From the Link To menu, I will ensure that one of my pages is selected. For the Behavior menu, I'm going to select Open in Pop-up Window. A field for width and a field for height will appear. I'm just going to enter the values that I had put earlier for content width and content height. Then, in the Page menu, I'm going to select my contact form pop-up page that I had just created. When I publish my website, I will be able to click on this link and view the link to the pop-up window. And that is how you create a link to a pop-up window in EverWeb. Once again, make sure you have version 1.9 or higher installed on your computer in order to be able to utilize this feature. I am going to go through another example of how you can utilize this pop-up feature. Let's say I have this e-commerce website in which I sell clothing. When my customers see the product that I have for sale, they usually want to learn a bit more about it before adding it to their cart. As a result, they usually click on the Learn More button, which might take them to another page that contains more information about the product. Rather than make the customer go to another page, I can add the information into a pop-up window. This will allow the customer to view more information about the product and add it to their cart and easily return to the previous page to continue shopping. So those are just a couple of examples of how you can use the new Link to a Pop-up feature in EverWeb. For more helpful EverWeb tutorials, please see our additional videos and don't forget to subscribe.